beauty industry, you may want to just stay tuned. Okay. And the reason being is because I have a story for you guys that I think is very beneficial. Like I said, if you're a barbershop owner, suite owner, or you are just wanting to learn how to run a business, I'm going to give you guys a really good example of how not to run a business. All right. And I know that's like, what do you mean, Tori? Yes, I'm going to give you how not to run a business. Okay. So first things first, this week, I actually got a little fresh cut. I don't know if y'all can see that or whatever. I got a fresh cut or whatever, right? And before I got this cut, I was going to a barber shop that I normally don't go to, but I was like, you know what? I want to support. And I've been to this girl before. She's a new shop owner, and I was like, you know what? Let me go check her out. I think I made my appointment online. Now, I am 5 minutes down the street, and I text her, I'm like, hey, I'm like running a little late. Yeah, I'm running a little late. So anyways, I'm running a little late, and she texts me back. She's like, hey, I have you on for tomorrow. I'm like, shit. I'm like, I really need this haircut because, yo, I was looking crazy. Okay. So, fast forward, she texts back. She just opened up this shop. She texts back and I say, hey, well, I'm already here. Would you recommend anybody? And she's like, honestly, I wouldn't. Say what? So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, well, okay. Well, why? Like, well, why wouldn't you recommend your own team? And so I just kind of left it at that. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, but you guys already know my entrepreneur mindset, my love for business, my love for hair, my love for being professional, all that stuff. So, in my mind, I'm like, damn, that's so weird. So I actually prayed on it because it actually bothered me so much that I was just like, this cannot be real. So I prayed about it and I was like, God, like, please don't ever allow me to be that type of owner. And not throwing any shade, not throwing any diss, or not throwing anything like that. But I don't ever want to be like that. I don't ever want to talk about my barbers. I don't ever want to like say I wouldn't recommend anybody in my shop. Like if that's the case, then why do I have a shop? Why do I have the barbers working for me? Like it just didn't make any sense. So I really had to pray about it. I was like, God, like this is wild, right? I've never heard anything. I've never heard an owner say that before. So I was like, that is so strange. So I sat on it, prayed about it, and then, I was like, I gotta make this a YouTube. I gotta put this information out there. So as you guys know, I love business. I love being an entrepreneur. I love being a barber. And currently I'm in my own suite. I don't have anybody under me, so I do manage myself. But when I do eventually open up a barbershop, I never, 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 never want to talk about my barbers in that type of way. And so it just made me think of like, okay, that's fine. She talked about her barbers like that, whatever, but in my mind, I'm like, like, okay, what do I need to do to never be like that? All right. And so I think the very first thing, if you are a barbershop owner and you speak to your barbers like that, you got to stop. You got to stop because you should be leading that shop and you shouldn't ever hire somebody that you don't fully trust in. And that's the number one thing. And I'm going to be careful about what I say, but that's the number one thing that barbershops do. Okay, they would just hire anybody because they want that rent to be paid. And actually what you're doing is you're hurting your brand and you're hurting the people that are in the barbershop that do care about the barbershop and do love the barbershop. And now they have a bad reputation because you just hired somebody off the street and they didn't give a shit about what your barbershop is. Okay, now the next thing is where barbershop owners make a lot of their mistakes is not having a actual hiring process. Hold on. I know I hear crickets. Yes, yes, yes. Barbershops, I asked every barber that I know. I've asked every barber that I know. Have you ever had an interview? Y'all already know the answer. No. No, they haven't. They've never had a interview for a barbershop. That is absolutely ridiculous. Okay? Now, I know that we go and we open up these shops and we get our, beauty supplies, and we get our fancy, SC clippers, and we do all this fancy cool stuff. But the one thing that we don't know as barbers and barbershops owners is how to run a business. And you don't ever change how businesses are ran, and they're ran with hiring processes. Period. They're ran with when you apply, you have an interview, you have an orientation, and then you have training. You don't ever change the fundamentals of that. And I think we lost that kind of in the barbering industry because it is such a fun and dope industry. But at the end of the day, like, you have to do what businesses do. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, I don't want to go too much into that, but have a hiring process. Okay, the very first thing is ask your barbers to apply. Now, whether you've been a barbershop owner for 20 years or you've been a barbershop owner for 2 years, you can change the system at any time. Okay? So, go ahead and get something, have them apply. Then after you have them apply, have them come in, have them feel the vibe out, the culture out of your shop. See if they even really want to be there. Okay? Then after that, ask them some questions. Make sure you know who they are. Make sure they have their license. Make sure you're double checking all of those classifications. After that, have them do a haircut. Have them follow up with a haircut or showing you some techniques that they may know or something like that. Then after that, have an orientation. This is where you're going to let them feel and you're going to let them know about your shop. You're going to let them know what we do, what we don't do, what we stand for, what we don't stand for, what our morals are, what our value systems are. Okay? And then after that, then you're going to train them. Now, I understand why barber shop owners don't do this. I get that it's a lot of work. I get that it is time consuming. But if you want barbers to not run to those suites or to not run to this other barbershop that's down the street from you, then you may want to start doing some of these things, these fundamental things, to even see if the barber is going to last. Now, barbers do what the hell they want to do. We all know that. But when you have a good system in place, whether that barber leaves or they don't leave, okay, it's fundamental. It's across the board. They know what your business is about. They know what it stands for. When I open up my shop, they know that mental health is on the horizon. It's the top number one thing. The haircuts can look great. The customer service better be on point. You better have your license, right? And you better probably want to learn more about mental health and why we are striving to do this. And if you don't, you might not be the barber for us. And that's okay. Go to the barbershop across the street if you just want to, cut hair and that's it. That's not what we're doing here. Okay? The next thing where I feel like barbershop owners are going to that we can kind of talk about is they're stuck, right? They're stuck. Do I do commission or do I do booth rent? Do I do commission or do I do booth rent? Do whatever you feel like you want to do. But I will tell you that booth rent, you're going to hit a ceiling. With commission, if you do it correctly, you will be able to scale your business and possibly even make more money. Okay? Again, we're in a business. So if your barbers can't understand that they're going to be making more money, if you make more money, then you guys might not want to partner up. Okay? So I'm just going to give you guys that simple breakdown and the simple fact of when you are hiring barbers, when you're opening up a barbershop, and the first thing you decide to do is have barbers in your barbershop, you have to do a hiring process. And so that goes back to our very first example that I gave you guys with the story of the new barbershop owner, basically saying like, I wouldn't recommend any of these guys. The reason why you wouldn't recommend anybody is because you haven't actually put the time and you haven't handpicked these barbers. And that's why you wouldn't recommend anybody in your shop. Because as an owner, my very first thing, if I have a full clientele, which most owners do, is, okay, I'm the owner, but I really want my barbershop to be built, and I want to step out of this chair. So, hell yeah, go to those barbers. Okay, that's the mentality that a barbershop owner should actually have. Is like, I want to grow my business, and the way I grow my business is growing my barbers. And if you don't have that mentality, get out the kitchen. Period. Okay, love you guys. You guys know I'm a little hard. All right, get out the kitchen though. Get out the kitchen. We're cooking in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, I just got that little tip and trick for you guys. If you guys want more of these type of videos, just comment down below. If I can help you with anything, I mentor on the side. So, if you're looking for a mentor or anything like that, please let me know. Comment down below. This is a safe zone. Don't be scared to comment or text or DM me on Instagram, TikTok, all of those things at 7250. Don't be afraid. Like, we are here as a community, and I'm trying to build a community that truly wants to learn. And if you're one of those barbers that you want to open up a barbershop, hit me up. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's get you there. And I'm going to show you guys more of my journey of getting to that place. And we might even start a podcast. I think so, man. I think that's my vibe right now. Like, I think I want to do more of the podcast scene. So anyways, I love you guys. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time. Hit the like and subscribe button.